Have to scream everything you say or sprint everywhere you walk.
This is good.
That'd be fucking tough for you sprinting everywhere you walk. You'd actually get things done on time.
Scouts, welcome back to the We Got the Chocolates podcast. I'm Leigh.
I'm Mitch.
And I'm Andrew.
And it's great to have you back with us for another week where we can bring you the feeling of a post-match beer in your ears. It's a lucky dip, really, for what you might get. But if the last couple of episodes are anything to go by, there'll probably be a mix of stories, sport, pop culture, and current affairs, I would suggest.
You're getting
Yeah, why have we've really started weaving in pop culture every couple of episodes, haven't we? What's that all
I'm
about?
not mad about it. We're very good movie buffs.
very good.
I think
We know nothing.
play to your strengths. And
Okay,
we're good at everything.
yeah, we're really good
Absolutely
at that.
everything. Genuine all-rounders.
Is there anything we can't do? We'll find out this episode.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Nice early plug.
And there's the ad this week.
I actually caught up with Leigh for some beers yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, it was on Easter Sunday.
Why are you
what
so
else-
surprised by that? I'm a social guy.
Well, you two caught up for beers.
Yeah,
Well, you wanted to get involved.
You wanted
Yeah, I didn't invite
I
them.
actually texted him and I said,
He did
"Well,
say
I
you should
said,
invite
what's Mitch and Wee's doing?"
Oh, yeah.
He didn't respond, so obviously,
Yeah, no shocks.
I didn't bother. He would have been with Wes.
Yeah, well, they could have come. Anyway, so like we're trying to go to Sirame
point.
as well because we're going to go. Oh, we'll get a pizza and a bottle of wine. It'll be good. The kids with us, but there was 448,000 people at Sirame that year, so I wasn't there.
Am I going too far ahead in the story if I tell him I got turned away? Like,
No, that's perfect. Yeah,
genuinely, like they
You couldn't get in.
couldn't get in.
on the road,
They're
like,
full.
on that,
Or
yeah,
at
just
capacity.
like knocked on the car window, said,
Being at capacity, they've got like 700 acres out.
I could not stress how many people
They
were
hold
there.
concerts there.
Mate, there would have been 50,000 people there.
They should have held my
Mate, honestly.
That's bigger than the Gabba.
We walked up the hill with two kids, by the way. Walked up the hill, and there was the only place you could put like a picnic rug was on the fucking concrete walking path. So we just got fresh out of there. I rang Leigh. Anyway, so we got fish and chips in the park
Right.
around the corner from here. It was all right.
Round the corner from
very
here.
Where did we go?
Victoria Point, so it's about 25 minutes away, but round the corner.
Right, but how far from there? Because that's not.
10 minutes?
There's not like
10 minutes,
there's
10
not another pub across the road. That's out in the sticks.
No,
No, we want to just have a quiet beer and fish and chips anyway. So, but anyway, it was all good. We finished all that, and then Lethal helped us like walk the kids to the car. And like you know how frustrated I get at UPF for being slow at everything.
Yes.
Right. And I haven't brought even this up with you yet, but Kathleen brought it up with me, and so I thought I'd bring it up tonight. So
It seems a perfect place to
perfect
do it.
time. So
Let's have a biff.
yeah, we walked the kids to the car.
I did that too.
Yeah, you helped. Yeah, obviously you helped. Got two kids in the car. I needed to do a Les kiss, so I ran across to the toilet. It's about 150 minutes away.
Yeah.
All right, did a Les kiss, but left. In that whole time, you hadn't left yet. So
Wait a
like
minute,
two
where was he?
kids in seatbelts,
Still
one of them
sitting in the
an
car.
infant, right? Like
Yes.
in seat. He was just sitting in the car. I ran across
Sitting in
to-
his car.
Yeah, in his car. And then we'd left, and Kathleen goes to me, "No fucking wonder you blokes are so home. Like, what the hell does he do with his time?" And that's what I want to ask you. What the hell are you doing?
Well, who's going to
Twiddle
interact
with
with the chockies if it's not me? In my car.
In your
At
car.
that point.
On Easter Sunday at 1:40.
Easter Sunday at 1:40. That's prime time for Chockies interaction.
Yeah,
so I just had
right.
to reply to comments.
What time?
Also, I was trying to kill time because Bays invited me over, but I wasn't sure what his address was, so I was waiting for him to send it to me.
Oh.
You are a social being, aren't you?
Oh, well, one day per month.
Easter.
Get out there and try and do all my social activities in one day.
The rebirth
and then go
of
back and
Christ.
sit in front of the computer for the next 29.
Eating Cheetos.
Yeah, there you go. Skin.
Yes.
Bit of housekeeping.
Yep, I'm leading that segment, but I don't know anything about it because apparently it's a big secret. So here we go. Surprise me.
Right. Well, Paddy sent this in. I've missed the start of the story, but that's okay because really the crunch is at the back end. So
Great.
I'll bring him in. I'll bring him in slowly now.
Large ones with a big toy inside. But after reading a whole bunch of articles about the Kinder Surprise recall, because there's been something wrong with the chocolate, she ended up getting a bit nervous and ended up throwing out the chocolate, but kept the toy. But yeah, she really couldn't bear to see me get salmonella for Easter. Now you do what's good.
Get out of here.
Now that just couldn't have got any better.
Mainly the entrance.
Now we just a quick innocent story about a Kinder Surprise. So there's a big toy.
Excuse me?
No, it was worse than that, wasn't it?
Mike
Something
was
about-
sitting over there so confused he can't hear what's going on.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We get you some headphones on an extension lead over there, Mick. You sit a long time away. social distancing.
Good input.
Yeah, nice. I think I've also got a recording for joke of the day.
Oh, good.
As well.
Because we're running out of them. I did 2 in a row. That's me.
I've got an absolute
Yeah, I've got a bank. I'm saved up.
That's what that was the exact
right.
what I was looking for as well.
But I haven't had an excuse to use them recently.
What type of bank?
ING.
Right.
Barefoot investor.
Annoyingly small one.
Okay, here you go. Here's the joke of the day from Josh.
Walking past the field the other day and saw a farmer kissing a cow's ass. I'm thinking that's a bit strange. So I asked him, I said, why are you doing that? He said, I've got chapped lips. And now, not really being from the country, I thought maybe this is a gap in my knowledge. So I thought, I asked him, does that cure chapped lips? And he said, no, but it stops you from licking them.
Gosh, the standard's getting good. Honestly, hats off to you. If you're listening and you've contributed, you are just top of the class.
Well done. I thought it was Dashy. That first word, I thought it
Josh.
can't be.
Josh
Daskin, obviously.
Could have been, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was Josh.
It was Josh Colby, wasn't it?
That was Josh Colby.
Yeah.
Again, look at you, the trained listeners.
Not even
and by listeners, I don't mean the chockies. I mean your ears.
Yeah, I was listening, yes.
You need to get paid more for this.
Honestly. I really do. Yeah. I'm working on that. Tough negotiation.
So am I.
Everyone's working on that. I'm still trying to get paid by me.
Someone pays.
Okay. The amount of early plugs we do every
Free
week.
sponsorship we give out to every company. You thought someone would hit us up by now.
Future sponsorship. We've got absolutely nothing. It's bone dry.
It's really surprising that Domino's Bundaberg haven't
I thought they would
stuck
jump
into
on
our
board.
We need to
studio.
get that video up at some point too.
I thought we did.
No, he sent it to me.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
Well, surely I would have put it somewhere. I wouldn't just make it.
Mate, I've
to
seen
send
you.
to you.
I've seen you operate, mate. You're a fucking slow operator. That's for sure.
Should be out in a couple of weeks. Give it
Yeah, no
12
need
to
to rush
14
this.
business days, King. Come on, mate.
Now, guys, this was exciting. Before, we're obviously recording this later, but earlier in the night, we got to catch up with Jana, who is just a star on this podcast and on our social media as well, that's for sure. So we get to speak to her about all things, just life in general, and this is how that chat went. Well, there's no other word to use other than just utter excitement. That's 3 words, 2 of them repeated. But we have Jana in the house with us. Jans, welcome back. Thank you. Checking in with you. Obviously, still have the baby, which is good.
Yep, last I checked. Thanks for having me.
Could have been a while ago.
That went down a treat last night.
Oh my gosh. Every time I put Jana in a video now, someone still comments saying, just checking she still has the baby.
They do care about the well-being of the baby, which is nice.
Yeah, which is good. It's not to take the piss out of me outlet. Pretty sure. Potentially.
No, definitely not.
Maybe.
A little bit. Any updates for us, Jan? Anything happening on your 5-year anniversary I saw? That's exciting.
Yeah, yesterday, 5 years married, which is exciting. No other updates, really, other than a very busy child.
Excellent. Skin, how many years married for you?
Negative a couple still.
Negative how many? Just
At least one, I would say. Hopefully Eloise isn't listening.
-1 still? I thought you told me it was this year.
That would be an engagement. Then.
Oh.
You actually told me in 2014.
Yeah, I know. Apparently I told her too soon as well. And it's a real contentious topic. So if we could talk about anything else, that'd be
No,
great.
don't worry, Skin. We would never put you under pressure about it. That's not something that we stand for
Not
on this
even once.
podcast.
That's the first time that's
You
happened.
know who we should get as a sponsor next? Prouds,
Here we
the
go.
jewelers. Good
Actually,
people.
Wallace
Michael
Bishop.
Hill.
Well, Michael's doing a wedding for Wallace Bishop or
Really?
something. Are we allowed to say that, or is that?
No.
Cut
That's
that
why
out.
you came early tonight.
So Michael's actually all of a sudden just become Skin's #1 contact. There you go. Now, Jans, I think you actually you wrote a Facebook status update, I believe, which is not a big thing that people do anymore. Great people, obviously, Gode.
wasn't on Facebook.
Facebook.
Was it on Facebook?
It was on Instagram.
It was a story. wasn't
Even
it?
better.
And it was a story. That's at least someone's
Had a
paying
poll.
attention. Correct.
Yep.
It did have a poll.
And a survey as well.
That's the reason. The reason that it actually caught my attention was indeed the poll, and it's because it put the poll in political, if you know what I'm saying, Jans.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is that you were taking aim at the people that stand on the side of the road. And this is big in
Yes.
Australia. I'd be very interested to know if
I've
it's
never seen it anywhere else.
Is it big in other countries?
Really?
No.
I've never seen it in.
So my
Donald
question
Trump had
is,
rallies.
yeah, but rallies
Yeah.
are like one thing.
Some intelligent critters in those rallies too, obviously.
Yes.
My question
Be
is,
careful. That's probably how that would
no, that's a shame.
I don't understand what they're doing because, so obviously everyone knows what we're talking about. We're talking about the people dressed in the political parties' shirts that stand on the street corners and they wave at you as you drive past, and I don't get it. Why? Like I asked on my poll, I said, has anyone's vote ever been swayed? And the only people who replied yes was my brother, who
is he taking the piss or?
What do you reckon?
Surely knowing him.
And two other people who messaged me afterwards to say that they clicked it accidentally. So
Didn't you get some rogue responses like, I'll strictly vote for the last person I saw waving at me on the side?
Yeah, I did. But again, taking the piss, someone saying that they based their
the-
vote strictly off the last person who waved or the person who waved most enthusiastically.
Yes.
My favourite response was someone who said, I think that they're protecting the signs.
What, from getting stolen?
Stolen,
Figures,
vandalised, who knows?
To be fair, like when you are blind, like it's such an easy target to flog.
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
honest,
It really is.
Yeah.
You mean blind drunk?
Yeah, blind drunk, not as in Stevie Wonder, allegedly.
I don't think that wouldn't be that easy.
It's not the easiest target.
Guy rocking up with a guide dog going, I'm going to take this on.
But I'm curious to hear your input.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll give it.
Why do you think they do it?
Oh,
Because it can't
I've
be
got
to
nothing.
sway votes because it's usually three of them, three different parties on the same street corner all waving.
yeah.
You know, if it's
Yeah, that's
one
right.
and you see one more than the others, you could argue that maybe it's about political presence or whatever. But they're all there at the same street corner,
Yeah.
all waving equally as enthusiastically. Why?
I don't know. And yeah, like we compared it to rallies in the US, but at least like political, like people running in the political race get the chance to speak and say
Exactly,
something.
so it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all volunteers.
nothing
They're all volunteers too, aren't they?
Exactly.
I'd
It
imagine
makes
they're
no
volunteers.
sense. Why are you there?
No, they'd have to be getting paid.
I disagree.
No.
They're not doing
I
that.
think
They're not working at
volunteers.
Domino's, mate, holding up bloody $5.95 pizza signs. They're volunteers, I reckon.
I don't think those people are getting paid.
They're
either.
all
No. What are
volunteers.
Great people though. At
They're
Bundaberg.
all
Especially Bundaberg.
volunteers, which again, how?
I don't know. I don't know what to make
Who
of
is that convincing?
Well, I am firmly in your camp. I find it staggering that people would
Thank you.
use their time, especially when I've seen people like get hosed by people driving past. Like people just going
They get
nuts at them.
sprayed,
Going like,
yeah.
Oh, see, I find
we're not voting for that.
See, I find that weirder than actually
yeah,
doing
right.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
like,
weird.
honestly,
It
what is wrong
weird.
with
I
you
find
people?
any sort of interaction with them, even a wave.
I 100% wave at them
Don't
every single time.
wave.
Yeah, I always give them a little something.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
I still have no idea why
I
I do
avoid
it.
eye contact like those people in like the kiosks in the middle of Carinal.
I wave at all drivers though when I drive past.
What, every driver.
Every driver.
Like when I'm in, like if I go back home and stuff, I'll always go finger lift every time.
Every time.
Every
Back
Most of the
home?
time, yeah.
What do you mean back home from like
does
where
that,
there's
is it?
about 3 cars every 100 k's?
Yeah, that's why you give 'em a-
right. Yeah, I suppose
that's
when-
a rural
when they're
town
like few and
thing,
far
though.
between, you would. Yeah.
So you're not doing that on Birkdale Road.
Just keep your arm up. It's
You
easier.
get beaten up at the Birkdale Tavern for doing that.
As if Birkdale's the big smoke.
There's enough cars for my finger to get sore. That's for sure.
What about when you're walking past these people though, and you like they've got all their signs out, and you assume it's just volunteers, but then you see the person on the sign standing there. That's exciting. Like,
Is it exciting?
yeah,
Is it?
whoa, it's the guy on
It's
the
a
sign.
celebrity.
Mum,
That's my closest brush with fame.
Yeah, Mum was that excited the other day about
No.
seeing the lady that she plans on voting for.
The local MP.
Yeah, because the person, exactly that, the person on the sign just happened to be standing there.
Next
and
to the sign.
Next to the sign. And I was driving. I was like, don't wave, mate. You're embarrassing me, honestly. Again.
Because you're the big celebrity around here.
Yeah, they're going to want to talk to me. And then Mum's like, I'm voting for you. I'm voting for you. I was like, oh my God. I was like, jeez. But yeah, she was incredibly excited about it. And good luck to that person in the election. I wish I could remember her name. I can't.
Maybe
idea.
their
Case in
theory
point.
is that there's enough people like me who have no idea who to vote for, and will just take the piss out of it and vote for the last people that we've seen.
Oh my gosh, Skin, you're dead.
I think there's a deeper meaning. I think people genuinely believe that this will help. I reckon that's as simple as that.
They're trying to build a connection.
Yeah.
Sure. It's like trying to build
Just
a
like us
connection.
with the
Be like,
listeners.
Look, I'm president. Yeah, it's like us with the chockies. We're always out there on the road waving at them.
Waving signs.
Waving signs that say $5.95 Domino's pizzas. We can do that if you're out there. Want to get on board. So I think it's the connection thing, isn't it? Surely.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Well, best of luck to him.
Mm-hmm. I think it's weird.
Go well.
I don't think it works.
And Skin, your DMs are going to be blowing up this week.
Yeah, they will be for going, I don't know who to vote for.
and from jewelry companies as well.
Yeah.
That's right.
The latter is probably more appreciated.
That would help my dilemmas at the moment a bit more.
Not the political voting.
No, I'll work that one out at some point. I'll get to it. Actually, I need to change my address on the...
I'm glad we're doing this thing. Just a concept map here on the podcast.
Jesus Christ,
pretty sure the cut-off's like quite soon. But yeah, anyways, I'll
building it to do this.
Any other time.
That's good podcasting, Mitch. Good.
Just hoping someone's there listening. Can you change my address for me, please, if you're listening at the moment and you work in the Australian
know the date that this needs to be done by.
Someone could remind me. I saw a TV ad.
Well, let's get off that before Skins puts everyone to sleep. Jans, the other thing that we spoke about on our Instagram story, We Got the Chocolates Instagram story last night, and it was actually inspired by you, and it was a game that I used to love playing. You messaged me and said, you know what would make great content and something that just passes the time really well? The good old-fashioned game of Would You Rather. Remember playing those ones? We used to do them at cricket all the time.
So interesting.
Because
you think, like, someone reads one and you think, well, obviously this is the better of the two. And the person next to you goes, what? And goes the exact opposite.
Well,
and
yes.
It's interesting.
It is intriguing. So we put up a couple last night on the Instagram story. There were heated debates getting sent in, and then offered the chance for people to send, or for you to send in your greatest ideas for Would You Rathers as well. And I've chosen a list. I mean, there were so many good ones. It's very hard to narrow them down, I find, but I've done my best.
Do it again.
Yeah, I've done my best. So, we can just make it an ongoing segment. I might need a jingle or something.
Please no.
Any ideas for Would You Rather?
Please stop.
I've got nothing.
No, never.
I'll think of something. Don't worry about it.
Good. As long as you don't sing it, it should be fine.
Right. Okay.
Gode, take it away.
No one else said to sing it. Actually, that reminds me. I've had a couple of emails come in saying that they would love to hear the song.
God, that's concerning.
The song of the week brought back. Remember right at the start when we used to do parody songs and stuff?
Yeah.
Right at the start, we got the chocolates.
Yeah,
Gode, you wouldn't have been on board then.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were stinky.
I was a regular listener, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. You go back and listen to them now, and they are real dust.
But there's one bloke that likes them, so we're bringing them back.
So we're going to have to bring them back, unfortunately. It's just high demand. Popular demand.
Let's put like a content warning in for people who want to skip it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've done American Pie as a parody, so it goes for the next 9 minutes. Right? Strap yourselves in. Okay, first Would You Rather, and this one hits close to home. Budgie smugglers or boardies, sent in by the chockies out there. Might remind you that there are We Got the Chocolates budgie smugglers.
Yeah, budgies.
Am I answering as to what I would wear?
No, you. No, for boardies. You, Jans, in this situation, I think we should put you in.
As much as I love your We Got the Chocks merch, budgies.
Yeah. I've seen Matt wear budgies though.
Yeah, and I hate them. Like, he's had a few pairs since we got married and they tend to disappear like quite quickly. It's the perks of me being the one to do the washing. But they always reappear or a new pair just shows up. So
separate
they're
topic.
not my favourite.
I didn't think you needed to wash them. I thought you could just get in the shower.
Oh, fucking hell.
Well, because you only just wear them to swim.
What are you talking?
So you just jump in the shower and then...
That's so rank.
Okay.
Oh, no.
What do you do if you go swimming in boardies? What do you do with that?
Wash them.
Why?
Oh, they get dirtier.
They get dirtier. Right.
They get dirtier.
More material, you idiot.
More fabric.
All right. Well, I didn't actually appreciate how dumb that was prior to saying it.
Keep moving. Just press on. We're on ours.
I'm just going to go wash my budgies.
Yeah.
Cover for me.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather date someone that likes Star Trek or date someone that likes Star Wars?
Can none be an answer?
I do agree.
I'm going Star Wars.
Star
Star Trek is dust as.
I don't think I've ever watched Star Trek.
Yeah, I've watched very little Star Trek. Star Wars looks more interesting. I'd be more keen to get into Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'd go.
I haven't
gotten into it yet.
Neither, but I could get into it more than.
And is Matt big on either?
No,
not a Star Wars man.
No.
Anyone?
Lots of anyone.
Evidently,
it's one of the most successful.
It's quite a successful.
I said Star Wars, but Star Trek also one of the most successful sort of franchises of all time. Obviously, lots of people are into it.
I'm yet to meet a real human. I think it's a conspiracy that people like it.
Yeah, nice. I like it.
No. I've yet to meet a real person that
Now
says,
your
"I
DMs
like
are
Star
going to
Trek."
blow up. There's going to be political anger directed towards
Michael, do any of your friends
we're
like
getting
Star
into
Trek?
strife this ep.
Not one,
Not
says
one.
Michael.
And he's got 8 friends.
If you are a Star Trek fan, let Leigh know.
Let me know.
Very
please.
vocal, very angry.
Can't see it. No, can't see it. Okay. Would you rather that your partner burped after dinner, immediately after dinner, or farted in bed? I really like this one.
The old Dutch
Singular
oven.
fart, singular burp, or multiple?
Oh, it just doesn't specify, but let your imagination run wild there, Jans. What are you thinking? Let's go singular.
It's a
Burp.
Suresh Rain. It's a burp, surely.
Burp.
Yeah, it has to be burp.
Has
What
to
if
be burp.
farts can be hilarious if they don't stink?
Yeah, but if they do,
Yeah,
That's true.
there's
stink,
a
that's
risk.
Yeah.
Depends what you eat.
Well, yeah,
I find burps because they're always projected towards you. Like if you're at
you can
dinner,
burp in your hand though, can't you? You can't fart
no
in
one
your hand.
does though.
But again,
You can.
You do both of those things.
Cupcake material.
but if you
Maybe you wouldn't.
No, I personally wouldn't. No.
I see you
no,
did
he
Mitch.
wouldn't. He
You did
just
the Mitch
thought
before the
about
show.
it.
Please, we've got that out there.
But
Okay.
at least if you know it's coming, like if it's a thing that happens every night after dinner, surely you just ask your partner, just turn your head, mate. Like, don't.
It's probably different. This sounds weird. Man and woman as well. Both are. It's just slightly different, I reckon.
Okay.
I won't elaborate on it. I'll just make
Elaborate.
That up. Nah.
That sounds like it's getting you into trouble.
It's dangerous
No,
territory.
mate. No, I'm
No,
fine.
okay.
I'm good as gold.
All right. Good. I'm still taking the burp. I don't want to
Yeah.
sniff. I don't
Is
want to
anyone
sniff.
taking the
I
part?
don't want to sniff farts, but
No,
I'm
no.
excited about these next two.
Michael's
Put your hand
taking the
down.
fart.
Michael's taking the fart. It's because he's vegan.
Nick.
They smell nice, I reckon. Is that true, Skin? That's a
No, I
rumour
think,
I've heard.
I think it's a direct opposite.
they smell
There's
worse?
more fibre.
Do
in
they
the
smell like
vegan diet,
sumo
I
salad
think.
by any
All the
chance?
beans.
Yeah, I think it ends up smelling worse.
Yeah. Interesting places you get to on the We Got the
Yeah.
Chocolates podcast, honestly.
I did not think we'd
That is
get there.
intriguing. Okay. I like these two. Have to scream everything you say or sprint everywhere you walk.
This is good.
That'd be fucking tough for you sprinting everywhere. You could actually get things done on time. Far out.
Imagine some of the things I say under my breath. I'm going to scream them out.
Yeah, you'd have to get very self-controlled. if you were.
Imagine your road rage and stuff where you're like just under your breath. Like,
I've got quite a loud voice as it is, so I'll just go a bit further and scream everything I say.
What? You go scream.
I speak loud anyway.
Yeah, but you don't scream.
My reason
Well,
for choosing scream.
I don't know.
Wait, you're
are
choosing
choosing
scream
I'm going
too.
to choose scream because I think that
Because
I could show
you
the
could not
self-control.
deal with possibly
No.
being on time to anywhere and getting anything done.
You think you
would
could
change it
minimise
too
your
much.
talking? Is that what you're saying? The self-control is in you could talk less.
Like, think you're in like a restaurant with a date and you're screaming at her.
Okay. Back to the
movies. You're whispering
political
about
chat.
something.
I'm swing voting back toward the other side.
Gee, you'd be fit though, wouldn't you?
Someone has waved
that's
at you
why I
and
would
you
go
have
sprinting.
fit as
changed
a
your mind.
fiddle.
Yeah, at the moment I'm sloppy as hell because I just can't convince myself. Imagine if I didn't
Yeah,
have the
imagine
option.
forced running. You would be so fit.
What about when your wedding when you meant to walk down the aisle?
He's got Eloise by the hand on the walk back down the aisle.
Finally, Mitchell. Gee, you're really rushing this through.
He's dragging
No.
Eloise down the aisle.
Doesn't the groom start at the top of the
Yeah,
aisle?
but when you walk back and everyone throws confetti and
yeah,
you're just yanking
How
Eloise
the
along.
turntables,
I'd
Mitchell.
be so fit I could just carry her maybe.
What are you doing today, Mitch? I'm just taking my 92-year-old Nana for a walk. Oh, God, shit, I can't walk.
Oh my god.
Ruby going for a walk.
Okay, I think we've done that one well. That's good. We've really got to the bottom of that one. And then this one's interesting. Know when you're going to die or know how you're going to die.
Oh, that's graphic, Lee.
Well, it's not. It depends how you die.
Everyone dies, I guess.
Could be.
Well, death is the number one cause
definitely
of
when.
death.
Definitely when.
Yeah, but I don't know. Because knowing how, imagine if they're like, oh, you're going to die in a car accident. You could die in a car accident when you're 85, but every time you get in the
Yeah,
car,
but then you'd
go,
never drive
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, but you'd have to.
Well, you have to
or
if you know
unless
you're
you're
gonna die.
sprinting
Not if you're
everywhere.
sprinting everywhere, yeah. I think it'd be too sad knowing when you're going to die.
That would be sad.
Or
Unless
would you
it's
like
when it's
make the
100.
most of your time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's
I don't
exactly
think you're
right.
ever going to. I reckon everyone says that. I reckon that there'd be at some point in your life you go, oh, this fucking sucks. I'm going to die soon.
Yeah, but if it's like when you're 90.
Yeah, I know. But what if it's when you're like,
tomorrow.
Yeah, what if it's when you're 14?
That would be stiff.
You know what I'm saying? So, this sucks. Yeah, that's that's what I'm saying. It's the graphics.
Are you saying you find out now that you're going to die when you're 14?
I'd rather die. Yeah, I'm only 13. I'd rather find out how I'm going to die and do my best to avoid it. I like living. It's quite nice.
But you don't have to die once you find out.
Yeah, but like you could avoid situations. Oh, you're going to die swimming. Okay, well, I won't go in the fucking water again. That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Haven't you seen Final Destination? Death finds you.
Stupid movie that is.
You can die in your
That is a horrendous movie.
Yeah,
and you know what? They kept going. This is a real winner. Final Destination 6. Oh my god.
There's so many.
I watched it only recently and was somehow. Because I must have read something saying I was under the impression it was like a really good movie, like one of the best of all time.
No.
I went in thinking this is going to be fantastic. And
I actually enjoy them because they're so bad.
Yeah, it really hurt.
That's like Sharknado.
I was going to say Sharknado. Well done.
Like they had to be taking the piss.
Velocipasta. Seen that one?
What's that?
I have not.
Velocipasta.
Is it an Italian movie by any chance?
Yeah, where they lose all their pasta.
That's a silly suggestion.
No, as in a dinosaur.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
As a pasta. Like a priest.
Where do you think she lost her pasta?
She said pasta.
Noodles.
Oh, you should have seen the look on her face when I drove past us. Great. Come on. Oh, we yarns. Jeez, we had a couple more, to be honest, but I'll just quickly, rapidly answer. Get stuck in a lift with Leigh or Mitch was one of the other ones that came in from the chockies out there.
Mitch.
I thought you'd be keen to answer that.
Mitch.
Thank you all.
No justification needed?
Mainly the smell.
Depends. Are you wearing your budgies that you haven't washed?
Oh, yeah. Good point. Generally. Got them on at the moment.
Yeah.
At least you got some on.
Probably need to wash, actually.
If you treat them like undies, you definitely need to wash
Yeah,
them.
I was just thinking that after I made that admission.
That's rank. Anyway.
We're going to have to delete that whole segment. Thanks for coming there, Yarns.
No.
Perfect. Do you want your jingle on the way out?
I'm okay.
You do hate it, don't you? I'll play it though for you. Oh, you don't even get to hear it.
I don't get to hear it.
No, headphone.
This is just well done, mate.
No, it's great. I don't need it. Thank you.
This is the first time I've seen the bloody thing.
Thank you, Yarns. Magnificent. And we look forward to having you back next time.
See you next time.
Good luck with your voting. Okay, guys, here's a segment that we haven't done for a while, but it is a belter. It is where we try to tidy up the internet just from the people probably that have made some comments that either would just maybe heat at the moment, silly comments, or they actually probably need to spell in the social sin bin.
10 minutes in the bin here. We've got a bin.
Gets the 10 minutes in the sin bin.
And I'm going to start quite generally, Skin, because I'm not sure why I'm only talking to you, sorry, to everyone else listening, because I don't have enough examples of this. Like, I've seen it lots of times, but I'm not just going to read out like the same thing over and over.
Gotcha.
Gode, I was hoping to harness you here as well, I hope, unless you do it and like it.
And use me for some information as well.
That's right. 50 Shades. Yeah, so it goes like this. If you comment on a social media post just with this who, as in talking about like it's a quote by a celebrity or a quote by someone in the media or whatever, and you just comment saying who or when, as in short for when did I ask, give yourself a serious uppercut. Goodness me, it's so dust. I'm just so sick of going to every post and it's like, like 7AFL posted something about like Chris Fagan, and it's like, when? Like, when did I ask him? Good one, mate.
What?
No, I didn't know that. I didn't even know that.
Makes no sense.
What do you mean?
When did I ask? Why would we wait for that person to ask something to...
Yeah, but that's
a reporter would have asked Chris Fagan something.
It's a big thing. Well, it was about 2 years ago. All the kids at school used to always do it when I was teaching. They used to try and get you with it. Like, when? Like, when did I ask? Classic, mate. And people still doing it. It annoys the yick out of me. And the same thing with like Georgie Parker is doing like a... Do you know who that is? Like, ex-Australian hockey player. Won a Commonwealth gold medal.
Great.
Also played in the AFLW in the first couple of seasons. So reasonably talented person. And
she's good on the socials.
Must be nice.
Very good on the socials. Very funny on Twitter. Excellent. But like she's doing an AFL show at the moment with a couple of other blokes. And every time that like 7AFL or AFL in general quotes her and says like Georgie Parker said this as a quote, people just get on and say who. All these blokes get on and say who, as in like who is she? We don't know her. Like,
yeah, right.
Matt, like obviously she won a Commonwealth Games gold medal. Like she's decent. So
yeah,
knows what she's talking about. Probably worth like, and it's just, I don't know, it's very obviously like, because she's a woman, she doesn't know anything about AFL, which is just, please, stick with
Spell me.
Spell me. Get with the times, surely. Honestly. And then the next one, Andrew McDonald appointed as coach of the Australian cricket team,
Yes.
which sort of he was doing like a caretaker role at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah.
Previously, yeah.
Yeah, and then people just blowing up on social media about this. So a few people that need to go to the social sim in here, and I think it leads into another thing. So yeah, well now it's all settled. This is on the article that announced that Andrew McDonald, and this is Dom that's commented, the boys will be happy. We have a coach who does as players want, a captain who is a politician, more a politician than a captain, players who play for Australia if it doesn't interfere with their IPL plans, and best of all, they won't get into any trouble if they don't want to practice. Now that's the way to go. It just seems like a lot of insight for someone that's not in the team. Yeah.
Probably eating things on the couch.
Someone that's watching on TV and just watching Robert Craddock's articles come up. With all due respect to Crash, wonderful journalist, great people, but just
Career Mail in general, I think, are really just fantastic people. And
Career Mail.
Career Mail.
not Korean.
Not the Career Mail, not the fucking job advert. Not the Korean Mail either, mate. We're not in Seoul here.
Yeah, but
we've got Seoul, but I'm not a soldier.
Skin, if we did go to Seoul, that'd be a good career change, if you know what I'm saying. I'm scared. How do we do this every week?
Because Seoul's the capital of South Korea.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah,
what's your favourite type of music at the moment, Skin?
Seoul.
Good.
Oh, speaking of Seoul, what happened yesterday? My fucking shoe.
Oh, yeah. That's true, actually. The sole of his shoe just disappeared, blown out of just blown away.
What do you mean?
So, like, my fucking maniac.
7K hike from
No.
Like,
Dom, who was like my 4-year-old maniac, obviously, to decide to like walk into the bay. Like, it was like tight, obviously, so it's fine. So I took my wheels off.
Yep.
Came back, like the insole of my shoe. Good night. Just flew out of my shoe. Like, it was windy. Yeah, no idea.
Oh, you're kidding?
Somewhere in Wellington Point. Yeah. Where are we? Where were we?
Victoria.
Close.
So it wouldn't be in Wello, I don't think.
Could be.
Probably could be, actually. Strong wind at the moment. I don't know where we were, but
who cares?
Anyway, yeah.
Something about social sin bin.
Andrew McDonald. Oh, and then Tony. I'm not sure if you can see
Shintai.
No. Yeah. Strictly audio format. Although,
see that
anymore.
No. Well, we've got.
We're working on that. Why do you think we keep talking about Mick?
Michael, who's over here. We didn't actually introduce him properly at the start. That was pretty poor. We've referred to him. If you hear his voice in the background, that's him. Michael is here and filming and getting us up on YouTube, we're hoping. That's the plan, isn't it, Mick?
Bit louder, Mick. You've got no mic, mate. And the great news is as well, like with Mick us here, is that we can actually get this thing started like straight away rather than like, so right now, what's the time? It's 10 to 9. We'd normally be still sort of setting up and Leigh wouldn't have a shirt on by now. So,
and like, if we were ringing like a caller, then we'd have to say like, yeah, we'll get you just 10 past 11.
Can you just ring me tomorrow and add it in?
I also noticed that, Mitch, and you can back me up here, as soon as we said Michael was coming to film it properly, Gode somehow miraculously here half an hour earlier.
That's horseshit.
Still half an hour late.
With beers, obviously. With beers. Yeah, honestly, like, I'm a small part of this sort of integral team. I'm still having to buy fucking beers and you blokes are earning all the money.
No one earns money.
No, we've got heaps
what
on.
Money am I making?
No, heaps.
We're about 18.
If I'm making money, can you please find it for me? Because I need it.
No, I saw you put that down payment down on that bloody ring.
No, I haven't. That's the problem. Oh, shit.
What's that knock? Is that the debt collectors?
$26 that fallback cost me. Good people though. The people that we won't mention them.
No need. Okay, speaking of not good people, which was a poor segue, it's a complete opposite.
That was really good.
But
surely we're not still. Are we still mid social?
Let me get through it. Yeah, Tony, bloody joke. We had a great coach. I'll do this one quickly. I just hate it when people say we. He's not your coach, mate. You don't play for Australia. Shut up. That's a general thing. That's just dust when people say that. Like, oh, we played so well on the weekend. Oh, who do you play for? I'm in the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Shut up, mate.
Oh, I won't have you bring the Rabbitohs up.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
And obviously, you can do it if you support the Rabbitohs. Anyway,
you're an idiot. But if you support the Australian cricket team,
if you just people in our cricket side do it all the time. Dylan Critzy, like, oh, we're going so well against the Poms.
Are we?
You're sitting here next to me, man. We're going shit. They're 2 for 450 Anyway, and then finally, Skin, I think this leads into your segment.
Yep.
Oh shit, where is that one?
You're on fire.
Oh yeah,
mate.
Rod. Here you go. Built a rod for his own back.
I was going to say the same joke. You did it well done.
Did he play a test? This is about Andrew McDonald. Did he play a test? Yes, he did. 4 against South Africa, 2008 to 2009. Picked in an Ashes series, but didn't get a game. A reliable Shield cricketer at best. And my reply to him was, Rod, they've appointed him as coach, mate, not as the all-rounder.
Being a Jack Callis involved, mate.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And Skin, hopefully that goes into what you're doing.
Yes,
That's
yes,
well done,
hopefully.
Shit, that took a long time. So I narrowed that down for about 3 minutes, but it's taken 17. Some of our best, though.
Yeah, some of the best.
Lasting longer.
Thank you, Gig.
From what I've heard.
Actually have a clue.
Go, Skin.
Anyways, there
Go on,
should
Skid.
be.
We'll
There
give you
should
a
be.
spray otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've got a. Fucking hell. If you don't mind, I'd like to do a skin stats segment.
good. There you go.
And it's,
Oh,
we've
shit.
got a. Yeah,
Skid,
there
you
should
got a
be-
jingle.
there
Come
should be a
on.
horrendous
I haven't
jingle.
played this
That's
that long.
Holy fuck, that was fast. Fast fingers.
I'm a stat man.
If there's a better jingle on our board, then I'm a very poor judge.
Can I just say how good you are at using that thing now?
You still mean the...
And the broadcaster.
Right, go. Anyways, this will be God's skin stats. It's few and far between.
That should happen more regularly. I've been calling for it for a long time,
Yeah,
but,
but
it
every
takes you
time
about 4 hours.
That's the problem.
I asked to get it put in the bin, to be honest with you.
Put skin stats in the bin.
Yeah.
Social sim bin.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
in place of all those guru segments you bring us.
Yeah, every week, mate. New listeners.
Well, I've got this great idea for a new segment. If I could just sit here and freestyle without ever planning, that'd be great.
But I brought the beers. What else do you want me to do?
Every week.
No, anyways, I do get nervous about skin stats because that takes me 17
don't
hours
be
to
nervous,
prepare,
mate.
and then there's always stuff that I've forgotten. But anyways, yeah, it's inspired by the whole Andrew McDonald being an okay cricketer and now coach saga and comments like that one basically. So the sort of theme is that whole debate around those who can't teach. So I've started doing a little bit of homework on that, and
You've got a segment name in there, Skin.
And also how you
Title.
reference
Thank you.
homework after teach. No, you didn't even mean to do that. But
it
that's,
just comes naturally. I'm
but
just
that's
so
how
good at
good
this
you are
podcasting business. Yeah, that's great. Anyways,
Are you going to be all right on your phone instead of your laptop? Over
I
there,
mean, it's tough work. I'll be honest with
I
you.
do it every week, mate. It's pretty easy, actually.
Get your glasses. It's because you've written nothing. You don't need to read anything.
Yeah, your trick is just don't prepare.
All up here. All up here.
But yeah, anyways, so I was having a look into that, and people, generally teachers, are quite offended by that, I think, because it's sort of often used to take the piss out of teachers about their inability to do the thing, right? And there are I found some examples, some sort of anecdotal pieces of evidence that support that. For example, there's a bloke, Vince Lombardi, who's, I think, is considered one of the greater NFL coaches.
I reckon he's got the trophy named after him.
You reckon? The NFL trophy?
I think so.
He's got
Someone look that up.
named after him.
Really? Does that name rings a bell to you?
Nico,
does it?
this could
Right.
be your wheelhouse, if you know what I'm saying.
Lombardi.
Yep, Vince Lombardi. Anyway, so he was
relation
coaching.
to Ash Barty, obviously.
No, well,
Or the Lombardi spine.
Very shut. Anyways, he was coaching the NFL through the 60s, I believe. The Green Bay Packers took him to, what do we got?
It is the trophy.
Really? Wow, look at you go. The Vince Lombardi trophy. There you go. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess it makes sense because what I was about to say is I think in 7 years, he took the Green Bay Packers to 3 straight flags and 5 total in 7 years. That's pretty good. Over his whole coaching career, he had a winning percentage, games played, wins, losses, 73.8% over 136 games, which is not bad. No.
Wasn't a player.
And yeah, that was sort of why it supported that argument is because he never played professionally. I think he played a little bit at college and never quite cracked it. So he was obviously like mediocre as a player at best, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's sort of one piece of anecdotal evidence. But I've actually found more evidence, sort of looking at it the other way, which to suggest that like those who are really good at doing something are actually pretty shit at teaching.
Yeah, nice.
That's probably more the route.
Before you get on to that, can I throw 2 names at you from our world
Sure.
that support that are on the Lombardi, sort of, not maybe to that extreme? Trent Robinson and Michael Maguire, both in the rugby league world, both played a handful of first grade games. Trent Robinson, Roosters coach,
Yeah.
multiple premiership winning coach, and Michael Maguire, coached Premiership at Rabbitohs and also coached New Zealand as well. And under 20 first grade games.
Okay.
Like, as a player.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
right.
There's 2.
What about, do you know anything about, does Craig Bellamy have a playing career?
He used to play for the Raiders. Yeah.
And he was,
in sort of in that sort of late 80s, early 90s. So in a really good era. He always described it as like he was in and out of first grade sort of thing. Okay. Like he played enough. He was a decent player and then went to the Broncos as like a fitness trainer and then assistant coach and then sort of got the Melbourne gig after that basically.
Right. Because his
record is
statistically,
it's fucking incredible. Yeah.
Well, he's surely one of the better coaches of all time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd
what do you mean? Has ever lost a game of football?
I can't remember one.
What do you mean?
I can't remember him losing a game.
Lost one 3 weeks ago to Para. You must have been Para watching it.
That doesn't count. I think that was the assistant coach was in that day. No, but he's coached 505 games and he's winning at 70%.
I can't remember.
There are only 2 blokes with a higher percentage than him who have ever coached in the NRL with
like 77%.
70%.
That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah, and so there are only 2 blokes who've got more than 10 games or whatever, and they've only got 20 and 30 games, and he's got 505 of the suckers, so he's bloody doing it.
What other? Hold on, is Cameron Ciraldo one?
Oh, I don't know, mate. I wrote in my sheet there are 2 blokes.
You were here for 6 hours and you couldn't find out if that was it.
I was not here for 6 hours.
Setting up microphone cords over the top of you.
Shut up. Anyways, so there's more research to suggest that good players make shit coaches than there are to suggest that good coaches make shit players. But yeah, so there was a 2008 study. They looked at golfers and essentially found that the better and better you get at golf, the worse you become as a coach because your ability to communicate about why you're good gets shittier.
I'm a huge. I reckon that's 100% right, particularly with individual sports and like golf being like a feel sport as well. Right. You know what I mean by like a field sport? No. Like, yes, it's like biomechanical and stuff, but you sort of got to like Tiger's the best player we've ever seen, right? We've ever seen. And like he described himself as a field player. So he just sort of feels everything that he does. He doesn't like biomechanically deconstruct anything too much. Yeah. John Dale is exactly the same. Right. He just sort of feels it, like, feel the club down on the inside, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah.
All right, with you. Okay. So, so they did like proper research. I think they found that, so they got blokes to putt, and then they'd sing some putts, and then they got them to talk about what they were doing and to try and describe like what they're doing and what they're trying to do, and then go back and putt more. And the players that described what they were doing took twice as long. The expert players took twice as long to sink their putts than expert players who didn't describe what they were doing. Right. Whereas beginners were just completely unaffected. They just if you suck, you're just still stuck after describing. And they pointed to a Ralph. Here we go. You'll probably know this.
Wigum?
No, Ralph Gouldal won the US Open in 37, 38, and then the Masters in 39. That's just clicked. Ralph Wigum.
Why is that
funny? Obviously, they're not pointing to Ralph Wigum from the fucking Simpsons.
Oh, what do you mean? They had that golf game in the Simpsons.
He's a really good golfer, I've heard. Yeah, Ralph Wigum.
Right up there with Craig Bellamy as coach.
But no, so this bloke's won, whatever, those 3 things in 3 years. Then he's written a book, Groove Your Golf, a guide for the beginning player, and then never won another championship again. So there was that. And then
the theory is never write books.
Exactly, yeah.
And never read as well.
Never try and communicate about why you're good at what you're doing, I guess. Well, that's not the secret. But if you plan to continue winning championships, I suppose. There were a few other examples, like Wayne Gretzky from hockey, Magic Johnson in the NBA. I think he was quite good for the Lakers. I know nothing about basketball, but then he sucked as a coach. He only coached 16 games. I think. Yeah, it was tiny. He gave up after 16 games. He won 5, lost 11. But yeah, so there's all those.
It's probably an example, and this is probably harsh on like just with the timing of the Broncos, like Kevin Walters at the moment at the Broncos, one of Brisbane's greatest ever players. But I'd imagine his coaching record would be quite poor. And that's not to say he's a poor coach, but his coaching record would be poor.
Yeah, right.
And that could just be bad timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's another example for...
Well, I was going to point to a potential counter example in the AFL. Lethal, do you know much more about Chris Scott's playing career? Because he was a dual premiership player with the Lions and now has one of the better coaching records in the AFL.
Yeah.
So what are you asking for?
As in,
like he was good when he was playing for the Lions, or he was sitting on the bench watching him win flags?
No.
He was good. Yeah.
He was off centre half back, wasn't he?
Defender.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So he's probably a counter example. He's a good player.
Not the
one
most.
of the better coaches.
He wasn't in Brisbane's top 5 players, was he?
Like skill wise, but he's pretty elite as a backman,
tough,
like in terms of tough and angry and
he's a good worker, wasn't he?
Yeah. Him and his brother,
exactly the same.
Twin brother.
Brad.
Gotcha. Right. Yeah. So he's
and his other brother as well, Brad Breath.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate.
It's weird,
but yeah, no, so he's...
different fathers, obviously. Strange that they have got the same last name.
Yeah, same first name, though. That makes sense.
What's your brother's name? Mitchell. Oh.
What's your other brother's name? Mitchell as well.
But no, so his coaching's going at 72% over 172 games. I think he's the 6th best of all time for coaches with more than 20 games.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much that. That's all the stats I could find. I was just wondering if
who was the best.
The best of those. No. I probably did. It was actually, I remember looking and I saw it was a bloke from bloody 1908 and I thought, well, I'm not going to remember him, but maybe you would remember him. So
Gode was around.
Yeah, Cody's looked back through the history books of every sporting code. So, but yeah, so
and available for trivia. Just 0 nights per week. Yeah. It is available.
If it's a Monday night here recording the podcast,
I'm available.
Yeah, we're available. But yeah, no, that's all. That's all. All the stats I sort of had around coaches, I guess. You sort of already touched on it, I guess, King. But I was just going to ask if you had brilliant ideas of even coaches in your playing career or Lethal. You always a great man who's been on the podcast, Brad Murphy. You always loved his coaching. He was a good player too, though. But,
yeah, he's a good player. But I think better coach. I don't think he'd have any issue with saying that. Yeah, no, better coach, like just very good at.
Yeah. And they're totally different things. Like it makes sense.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think
to be a good player and then try and figure out how to put someone else in a position that they can be a good player.
I actually think
that's a totally different.
Well, I actually think cricket's actually missing that a little bit at the moment as well. Like in the footy, we've given lots of examples of the footy, but you probably can't give too many examples. Like even like Australian cricket at the moment, where like a first class coach or a Australian coach or whatever hasn't been a high level player. No, you just don't see it that often.
Oh, it's like it's a genuine.
It's like
that's how it happens.
It's like an unreal rule.
Played into coaching.
Yeah, and I don't think
or commentating.
Yeah, I don't think that's right though.
No,
because like it's completely another different skill set. You could be the best. You could be the best player in the world, but you don't necessarily be a good coach. So everyone says that about Andrew Johns as well. At the point that you made as well, like he's probably the greatest rugby league player that we've seen in our era, probably.
Yeah.
But even his brother says like he doesn't really know how to communicate to a whole team. Yes, he can do some one-on-one work with the halves and stuff like that, but how can he? Like the game came so easily. That doesn't necessarily mean he can just translate that to his players.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? He might be able to. I don't really know, but yeah.
I reckon sometimes it's cool when you understand where you were limited, like as a player, and where you struggled, and actually be 100%. Able to like bring that across to your coaching.
We'll throw our batting coach in there as well, Neil DeCosta, who worked with Mod Clark and Marnus now.
He's got a fair record.
Phil Hughes,
yeah. Like he identified that. So like, I just think coaching and what he identified in us as well is like every single player that you've got is different, right? So you have to actually coach different. So I'm coaching you different than I coach him.
Yeah.
Even though I coach you both on the same night on Monday night, obviously, about how to pick the bat up properly.
Yep. Yeah, you're sticking into my Instagram comments to spray my back grip. Thanks, mate.
You can't hit in the air if your bloody bat face is closed, mate. It's not a fucking forehand.
Are you done there, Skinner? No.
Yeah, well, I was just going to... Well, I'm done with all the stats. I was just going to keep poking questions. Do you think there's a difference between like what you expect from a coach? Well, not that any of us would know, but what do you think professionals expect from a coach, and then what do we expect from a coach at a club? Like, because I just go to training and hit cricket balls and think, well, why am I still shit hitting cricket balls? I do the same thing every Tuesday and Thursday. Like,
yeah. I think like at a professional level, you can actually grab someone and go, "Can you come and look at my batting?"
Yeah, right.
And actually, or any sport, can you come and look at this? And you're going to get feedback. Whereas in where we play, it's like you're basically like a master of managing people. You're just trying to make sure that all the nets have bowlers and all the people are fielding.
Yeah,
like
you're a net captain nearly, mate. Yeah. And the thing is as well, like in that professional environment as well, you've got time, right? Like if you both got Tuesday, Thursdays at Redlands to train, or at Redlands you guys train the week after the season, do like walking lunges and stuff like that for no reason, but that's fine.
Well, the season starts next week.
It's pre-season now, but like it's more like if you have something specific to work on, if you're a professional cricketer or footy player or whatever, like you have access to do that right now. So I feel like doing this right now. Let's go do it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that whole thing about like getting paid to do your sport full time, that would help my sport.
Of course.
Yeah.
Same as getting paid.
The old getting paid
full time.
We're not getting paid in this podcast.
Weird,
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's really weird. It just keeps coming back to this.
Imagine how much better we would be at podcasting
with a major sponsor.
And I know we keep coming back to it. We're not asking for much. And by that we mean
But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to it.
Now, Gode, can you please get your urine for a tweet ready?
Oh, it's never been more ready.
Okay, good, because we did actually have a few things that have been sent in from the Chockies that would be in our "We'll Give You a Listening To" segment.
Yes,
we're going to save them so we can do them properly next episode. They're bloody time irrelevant. Is that the right thing?
Nope, timeless.
Timeless.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just find my tweet.
They're timeless and not time's an elephant or whatever I said. So yeah, if you get your tweet, I've buffered for long enough.
It's never been more ready. Did you blacks watch footy on the weekend?
Which
Roosters and Warriors.
Yeah, I did.
Did you? How bad was the officiating? It was quite ordinary.
It's weird that they never get a rap.
That was a shambles. Anyway, it was a shambles. So this tweet is from Jason. I won't mention his last name. Another terrible decision from the bunker against the New Zealand Warriors. If we gave you the Pavlova, far lap and crowded house, NRL, any chance we get a fucking 50-50 go our way? I added the fucking in there just because it sounded better.
It does sound better.
Thanks.
Yeah. I didn't know Pavlova was new.
Apparently it is.
Is it? New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I knew Crowded House.
Yeah.
Russell Crowe. Mm-hmm. And what was the other one?
Pavlova. I only said far lap as well.
Far lap.
Really?
You've been living under a fucking rock?
No one knows that except
Are you joking?
No one knows it.
Everyone knows.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I can give two hoots about horse racing.
What do you mean? Good people.
The horses.
The horses, great people.
You love bloody Oakbank on the weekend. That was good.
Keep banging them.
Is that a chocolate milk bread?
King, as a regular Twitter user, with your tweet of the week segment over there, what's your take on Elon Musk trying to buy it?
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't know shit from shoe polish about that, to be honest with you.
Very good. Well, he's trying to do that.
Well, you Elon Musk get that sorted before next episode.
Are you hungry? Have we got any Elon Musk sticks in the fridge?
It's a really bloody Elon Musky smell around here.
Come on, mate, you're elongating the segment.
Come on. That is good.
You need to be better. Because what we've done 5 Elon Musk
I'm trying, man.
puns.
I'm trying. I'll get
none.
there. I'll take a pay cut this week.
You can go down to my percentage.
Everyone gets 0.
Everyone gets 0.
What is 0%? What is 0% of 0?
Some people will be listening going like, oh, these boys are
These guys must be on fucking fortune. Took out a loan to get these fucking beers.
Still got a fly screen in the background.
What's that dog running around?
Anyway, that's another We Got the Chocolates podcast complete. We welcome you to be a part of the Chockies crew and engage with us on the socials or get in touch at the website. We love it when you contact us. It's up to you, obviously, but do it.
Yep.
Yeah, it is up to you. And Mitch, you will probably tell us where they can do it.
Yeah, you can do that most places on the internet, social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that sort of jazz. But if you got anything specific for the podcast, we ask it goes to the email.
We do.
Yeah,
Great.
hello@wegotthechocolates.com.au.
Percentage going back up.
Yep, thank you, mate. Jeez, I've earned that. I'll work hard for it.
Do your part.
No. Make sure you leave right down the barrel of the camera rating and review, because that pumps us up the charts, doesn't it?
Breaking the fourth wall.
And also the other way that you can help us, obviously, is just through word of mouth. Tell all your friends that you listen to We Got the Chocolates. Get them on board as well. We would love to have them sending us in content. Great. And getting Mitch to tell some puns as well. I mean, that's what we're all here for, that common cause.
You could also buy one of our last couple of shirts sitting in the room over there. That way we can figure out how to split that. I'll take 0%, obviously.
If anyone's a double XS small shirt,
if you buy the shirt, you're just as likely to get paid for buying it.
You can use the shirt as a handkerchief.
So from Gode, Mitch and myself, thank you very much for listening. We love making this. We're very glad that you listen to us. And just remember throughout the week that if you're finding ways to have a genuine laugh in your daily task, you are absolutely getting the chocolates. We'll speak to you next week. And as always, best wishes in the future. At Stumps.
Well, that's the podcast. So what the hell are you still doing here? Go and get the chocolates, you marvellous beast.